Good evening. I'm Gerard Drohan, President of the General Society of Mechanics and Tradesmen of the City of New York. On behalf of the officers, governors, and members of the General Society, I welcome our distinguished guests, our graduates, and their families and friends, and the faculties of Mechanics Institute. Tonight, we honor the 157th graduating class of Mechanics Institute. We congratulate the men and women who have successfully completed the Institute's 2 and 3 years programs in their chosen discipline. Their studies have been at night after completing a full day's work. Their tenacity and perseverance in completing these programs is to be highly commended. To the graduates, I say that like others who have gone before you, we acknowledge that your accomplishments have their foundation in hard work and sacrifice. As we celebrate your achievement, we also reflect on the enthusiasm and generosity of your family and friends who have given you the support necessary for this achievement. It is the General Society's hope that the education you have received at Mechanics Institute, along with your own determination and strength of character, will lead you to success in your chosen fields. And I particularly would like to thank our fine staff of instructors and Andis Woodleaf and the General Society School Committee for another year of providing opportunities for these ambitious men and women to get their technical education needed to advance in their building and construction industry. We wish you, our graduates, great success in all your endeavors. You join a long legacy of graduates going back to 1858. As Mechanics Institute alumni, we will continue to welcome you here at the General Society and hope that as you progress in your chosen professions, you will join with your fellow alumni in encouraging and supporting others towards this journey of accomplishment. Welcome and congratulations. And now, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And David Lopez is now going to lead us in the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight went to the gallant against red glare. The land of the free and the home of the brave.
If we could just turn, and we would like to, we'll turn off the music and a cappella like we practiced, all right? We can't be a lasting memory.
Exactly. Okay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, what the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, and if everyone could please be seated. Thank you. And my name is Victoria Dengel. I'm the Executive Director of the General Society of Mechanics and Tradesmen. I welcome you, and I have the great pleasure of introducing tonight's keynote speaker, Charles H. Thornton. During Charlie's 50-plus year career, he has engineered some of the world's tallest and most innovative structures. Charlie is founding principal and former chairman of the international engineering company Thornton Tomasetti. He has been an adjunct professor at the Cooper Union, Pratt Institute, Manhattan College, Princeton University, and Catholic University. Dr. Thornton founded the ACE Mentor Program, a nonprofit organization offering guidance to more than 40,000 inner high school students in 106 cities across the United States. He is also author of a wonderful memoir, A Life of Elegant Solutions, which I warmly recommend. It is a truly inspirational book. He has been kind enough to gift each and every one of our graduate students tonight with a copy of his book. Dr. Thornton also has a very personal connection to the Mechanics Institute and to the General Society. His father, Charles Thornton, was both a student of the Mechanics Institute and a past president of the General Society of Mechanics and Tradesmen. Charlie's father graduated in the class of 1927. And his father served as the Society's president in 1968. It is my distinct honor to introduce to you one of the country's most renowned structural engineers, the educator and mentor, Charles H. Thornton.
Parents, graduates, faculty, everyone, this is your night. My father was sitting where you were a long time ago, 1927. Whether I wanted to, I was inducted into the society because my father said, you will become a member. And when Dad says, you will, you will. The book is under your seat in a bag. Don't open it right now. They're all signed. If you want, come up to me later and I'll add your name to it so it makes it more personal. I dictated the book. Try dragon speaking. Try dictation software. Okay? It's amazing. I would never have been able to do this without dictating it. You know, everybody kept saying, when are you going to write the book? So I did. We've sold 5,000 copies, which for a self-published book is a bestseller. Turner Construction took 1,000 copies. Thornton Tomasetti took 1,000 copies. That's an easy way to sell 5,000 books. So, I grew up in the Bronx. I went to PS 107. My father was a bricklayer. His ancestors came here in the 1840s. He got kicked out of grammar school in the 7th grade as an incorrigible juvenile delinquent. He thought he was an orphan. His father had died and his mother had deserted the family. So he was being raised on 183rd Street and Davidson Avenue in the Bronx by 3 Irish aunts. And they thought he was going to school and he was playing hooky. He was not going to school. They kicked him out. And it was sad because he told me that it was just about the time he was starting to take physics and math and science and he was starting to like it. He ultimately retired from the city of New York as chief inspector of the New York City Building Department. He did his high school equivalency. He went here in 27. I think he was probably about 21 when he graduated from here. He was born in 1906, so do the math. Fabulous man. and just a great father. So that was 88 years ago. My mantra, which is mentioned in the back of the book, is passion, persistence, and flexibility. You got to have a passion for what you do. The passionate people get promoted. The passionate people succeed. You got to have persistence. You can't take setbacks. You're going to get setbacks. Every time we ever lost a job, we got the next one, okay? You can't give up. You just got to keep going. And flexibility, okay? You don't know where you're going. You will go places. Let me read you a quote, which I think is fantastic. The future is not a result of choices among alternative paths offered by the present, but a place that is created. Created first in the mind and the will. Created next in activity. The future is not some place we are going to, but one we are creating. You are creating. The paths are not to be found but made, and the activity the activity of making them changes both the maker and the destination. Develop a personal strategic plan. Write down on a piece of paper your goals, whether they're financial, whatever they are, write them down. And don't show them to anybody, because that way you can change them. But you have to have a personal strategic plan. Companies have to have a strategic plan. Thornton Tomasetti started as a small firm when I started it in 1961. With another firm, it was 4 or 5 people. Then it became 10 people, then it became 30 people. When Tomasetti and I bought it back from a public company, it was 50, and now it's 900. So how did we get to 900? With a plan. That's what you need. So 25 years ago, I spoke to this graduating class in June of 1990. So I've done this before. I found a copy. I'm going to give it to you. It's a whole different story. It was a recession. 1990 was a really bad recession. The 80s were boom, boom, boom. The 70s were horrible, okay? You're in a boom right now. You're in probably the best boom in the construction industry in a long, long time. 2008 killed the industry, but it's really rolling now. I attended PS 107, Clawson Point in the Bronx. I was lucky enough to get into a school in New Rochelle. Lucky, took me 2 hours each way to get there. And my last year I hitchhiked. In those days you could hitchhike. Now we got all these helicopter parents who don't let them do that. I received a bachelor's degree in 1961 from Manhattan College. And it's interesting what happened in the next 5 years. And this proves that even though you've done it, you went to school at night for X number of years while you were all working full time, that's what you have to do. So I immediately got married, and I immediately started graduate school. I had been working as a summer job for the company that I ended up creating, Thornton Tomasetti. And I was bored. Graduate school was easy. Undergraduate engineering school is very hard, but graduate school is easy. So I went back to the company. I said, look, I want to work 35 hours a week. Okay, so I worked 35 hours a week from 61 to 64. I got a master's degree and I got a PhD, and I had two kids. And you can do it. And people say, how did you do that? It was easy. I had a passion, and I was motivated. During summers, I worked as a bricklayer. I actually, by 1963, got my bricklayer's union card, so I was a journeyman bricklayer. And my father told everybody that gave me a job, bust his ass so he stays in school. That's exactly what he did. And guess what? I stayed in school. I worked as a high-rise steel surveyor for George A. Fuller on a 40-story building on Park Avenue. I worked as a carpenter's apprentice. I worked on the tunnel between the Morgan Annex and the General Post Office. And the point of all this summer employment is by the time you actually get further along and you've done all these summer jobs, you kind of have a better idea what the industry is about. The other thing to remember, your network, besides your family, this is your network. Don't lose touch. That guy's going to get a great job somewhere, and his boss is going to say, I need another one like you. And he's going to say, he's over here. It's all about networking. That's why I started ACE, the ACE mentoring program. And I encourage every one of you, go on the website, check out ACE New York. Every major company in New York City is mentoring. The board is 40 people of the leaders of industry. You start mentoring, and you will increase your network by about a couple of 100%. And all those people, they want to hire you, especially if you're mentoring. And mentoring actually trains you for public speaking. You walk into a classroom after school for 2 hours with 20 high school kids. You damn well better keep their attention, otherwise they're going to just fade off. One of the reasons why the kids stay is we feed them pizza. We have graduates. I think we've enrolled about 100,000 students. And a lot of the kids say, I stayed with it because I liked the pizza. Because a lot of these kids don't get a lot of food at home. So, my father joined the General Society, and that was probably his proudest moment in 1960. And then he became president in '68. And I watched this guy. He went to 180 meetings the year he was president. Is that about it? But he and my mother used to drive down from the Bronx, and they were trapped here in the big blackout. And there were all kinds of people directing traffic. I mean, the whole city went dark. The interesting thing about the blackout, statistically, exactly 9 months after the blackout, the birth rate really went up. It's a true statistic. True statistic. So Thornton Tomasetti is a great firm. If you say you know me and you send a resume there, they'll probably look at it. If you say you're a graduate of the Mechanics Institute, they'll probably look at it. They hire mostly engineers, they hire some architects. You know, in the old days, they would hire draftsmen, but pretty much now with Tekla and CAD and BIM, and I know there's BIM here now, engineers now basically do the drawings rather than manual draftsmen. The book is really good. Share it with your family. The best reactions I get are women. Women read the book, and I think they get more out of it than men. And I'm not sure why. A grandmother in London sent me an email because I mentioned a son in the book. She said, it's nice that you mentioned my son, and I don't know anything about the construction industry, but I couldn't put it down. And you said the same thing. So I'm going to quit now. I want to compliment Vicki Dengel. She does a fabulous job here, and the whole board. You know, it's just a great, great organization, and got to keep it going. I mean, the legacy of this thing, 1789, right? I mean,
1858 for Mechanics.
Yeah, it's just amazing. So, Godspeed, good luck, work hard, have passion, have persistence, and just be ready to change with the flow. Thank you very much. Okay.
And now I would like to introduce our alumni speaker for the evening, Frank Gibbons, who will be providing tonight's alumni address, is our 2014 General Society Craftsmanship Award recipient. In addition to this, he is both a General Society member and a former student of the Mechanics Institute who studied plumbing, HVAC, and electrical design. Frank is a wonderful example of how Mechanics Institute students have assumed critical leadership roles in New York's building and construction industry. He has over 30 years of general management, sales, and operations experience and is the Chief Operating Officer of Penguin Air Conditioning, a subsidiary of the EMCOR Group. Penguin is one of the Tri-State's largest and most respected specialty contractors with an emphasis on mechanical, HVAC, electrical, building automation, and customized maintenance programs. In his role as COO, he guides the firm's immediate and long-term strategic direction. He has established key organizational policies and processes, oversees all companies' lines of businesses, manages planning activities, and helps develop innovative and cost-effective ways to meet current and emerging market needs. His oversight on $250 million worth of projects has been critical. He has long been active in his company's philanthropic activities, having just hosted MCOR's 2014 Pink Hard Hat event, and serves on several board of trustees in his Staten Island community, including historic Richmond Town and the Staten Island Academy. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Frank Gibbons.
Thank you, Victoria, Gerard, Board of Governors, distinguished guests, parents, and graduates. It is truly an honor to be asked to speak tonight as the 2015 alumni speaker. I started at Penguin in 1985. I have a similar story as Charlie, a little smaller scale, a little tough to follow an icon like Charlie, a legend in this city industry, truly a legend, amazing man. I learned in the last few weeks as I read Charlie's book that Tony Guzzi, who is the CEO of MCOR, which owns the 85 Penguins around the country, is part of the ACE program with Charlie, and they know each other well. So it's kind of a small connection to Charlie, and it's pretty amazing. So I started in, similar to Charlie's story, but a little different version. I have three brothers. They were New York City firemen. I was going to be a New York City fireman. And I was dating my wife, who's here tonight at the time. I was graduating high school. And I used to walk home from her house to my house. And I used to talk to a guy who was out walking his golden retriever every night. And he'd say to me, "What are you going to do? What are you going to do?" I wasn't going to go to college. I said, "Oh, I'm going to become a New York City fireman." My brothers, when I turned 20, we had to be 20 years old at the time. And he says, "Hey, I'll get you in the union, the Operating Engineers Union, when you get out of high school, and you can become an HVAC tradesman." So I said, "Great." So I joined in April of 1985. I graduated high school in 1984. And 20 years came, I turned 20, and I decided I loved the trade. I fell in love with it. I had a passion for it. I enjoyed working with my hands. So I continued on at Penguin, got my stationary engineer's license, worked at 5 World Trade for Penguin as a stationary engineer. And then in 1991, my boss, William Ash, who was the co-founder of Penguin, sponsored me to become a member of the society, the Mechanics Institute. And I enrolled in 3 classes, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical design. I went 3.5 years, 4 nights a week. As much as Charlie says it was easy, I found it very stressful and difficult. I was trying to raise a family. My wife was pregnant with our first of 3 daughters at the time. I was working 40 hours a week. I was trying to work as much overtime as I could, so it was stressful. After the first year, I settled in here, and I enjoyed the next 2.5 years. But I truly, today, attribute the Mechanics Institute as the foundation, the learning block of my career. Similar to how Charlie builds big buildings in the city, I feel like this built my career. I truly do. And I think about it all the time. I try and give back to the school when I can. I volunteer on several committees, and it's a real amazing place. So my advice for the graduates is similar to Charlie. Keep learning. Continue your education. I still go to NYU classes at night. Continue. Never, never stop learning. Take on the tough challenges. Don't be afraid. If you fail, as Charlie said, get back up. Try again. Get knocked down. Get back up. I've had a lot of ups and downs, but this is my 30th year at Penguin. It's become a little smaller in Charlie's scale. When I started at Penguin, it was a 20-man company. Today, it's a 350-man company. It was a $10 million company. Today, it's a $150 million company. So we've grown it. It's a great place to work. In closing, I would just like to wish the graduates very, very much success in their careers. And hopefully, you're fortunate enough to end up at a great company like Penguin or Thornton Tomasetti and work for great people like I worked for and people who've worked for Charlie. So congratulations and wishing you much success.
And now we invite our valedictorian to come to the podium, Sharon Abate.
I have a tough crowd to follow with Charlie and Frank, but I'm going to try my best. Officers, governors, school committee members, General Society members, Mechanic Institute faculty, distinguished guests, friends and family, and fellow graduates, I am honored and humbled to be asked to speak to you guys tonight. When Victoria and May asked me to say a few words tonight, I was definitely frightened. I'm a facility manager. I'm not a public speaker, so my heart's beating like crazy, so just bear with me. But I thought about what I wanted to say today, and I think the best thing to say is to thank the people who have gotten us where we're all here today. And I have to first start with thanking the officers, the governors, the committee members, the General Society staff, and the faculty for the wonderful opportunity to attend a school like this. I mean, if we just look around, look at the history in this room, with obviously the people up here and just the building, the professionalism, the honor, the prestige of this school means a lot to me. I went through 4 years of undergraduate degree, 2 years of a master's degree, and this degree means the most to me. So I'm very proud of it, and I'm honored to attend this school. Next, we have to, of course, thank our faculty and staff. I enrolled here as a project manager. I'm a facility manager. I run facilities. Was doing some small construction projects at our facilities, and I really got into construction and said, I want to go further in that. So I enrolled in here as a project management and construction student. And every class that I've attended, I've learned so much from the professors and faculty members here. Their dedication, their knowledge, just the networks that have been opened up to us from attending a school like this has been great. Just a funny story for me, as I said, I was a project manager major. My last semester here, I was enrolled in my classes, and one class that I was supposed to be taking, it got canceled. And I looked at my classes, and I had architectural photography. And I'm like, I'm not a photographer. Why am I in that class? And actually, where's Professor Dan? He's somewhere here. Oh, there you are. You're taking pictures. So on the first day of class, he says, you guys need a camera. And I looked at him like, I have a phone. I don't have a camera. I don't know how to take pictures. But he couldn't work miracles. But he definitely taught me a lot. And again, I'm having a baby in a few weeks, so I'm going to use my f-stop, my exposures, my shutter speeds, and I'm going to take pictures of him. Maybe not architecture right now, but I'll take pictures of him. But I want to thank all our professors here, even the ones that I didn't have, because I just hear all the students talking about their teachers and their professors and how much they've learned, and we are truly lucky to come to a school like this. Next, our family and friends. All you in the back that have put up with us, supported us. As Charlie and Frank said, a lot of us work full-time and have families, and for you guys to put up with us going to school means a lot to us. I have three of the most important people in my life here. My parents are here. They instilled hard work, dedication, respect for all, and they made the person I am today because of them. And then my husband, is actually because of him I'm here. He found this school, and he brought it to my attention, and I didn't feel confident. I didn't think I had the knowledge to go to a school like this, but he really pushed me to apply, and I'm so happy I did. His patience, his confidence, his love, it means the world to me. So I have to thank mine personally, but I know we all want to thank our family and friends for being here tonight. And finally, of course, to our fellow graduates here. I want to thank my fellow graduates for getting me through my program. Some of us here 2, 3, 3.5 years, twice a week, after work. Some of us having to go back to work after you're here taking classes. But your dedication, your hard work, your perseverance is what got you through. I wish you all the best of luck. In anything you do, and again, I think right now we're alumni of a prestigious university, and we should really be happy and thankful for that. So thank you very much.
And thank you, Sharon. That was beautiful. Thank you. Now we will have the presentation of the medals and awards for outstanding scholarship, and we'll ask School Chair Andriette to come to the podium. Thank you.
So for electrical technology, Navon Mills.
Okay, you know what? I'll say them, you present. Okay, go, and take pictures, okay? Navon, okay. Oh. Thank you, Navon. For HVA systems design, we have Albert Pope. For plumbing design, we have Paul Klimick. And for construction project management, we have Anna Gerasimova. Oh, Arena, okay, Arena. Thank you, Arena. Congratulations, everyone. And I would like to say we have with us this evening a George E. Ho Award Prize recipient, and that is our past president, Gottfried Weisgerber, who earned the award in 1980. So we're glad he is with us tonight. And to present the Albert A. Cuneo Scholarship Awards, I would like to call Keith Olson to the podium. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here tonight to present the Cuneo Scholarship Awards. The scholarship was established in 1985 by my grandfather, Al Cuneo, to help fund the continuing education of our graduates. He was a general contractor here in Manhattan, and he was also a past president of the society. He thrived on the camaraderie and the idea generation of the Mechanics Institute. Importantly, he was very fond of our students, and he wanted our graduates to be experts in their chosen fields. To help achieve this goal, this award funds further study at other educational institutions in the area. All of our graduates are to be commended for the hard work and sacrifices that you've made to come this far. The selection for the award is based on overall excellence in the program while at Mechanics Institute. The awards committee had a difficult time in selecting this year's winners, and our one regret is that we can't grant awards to all those who applied. Will the award winners please come forward as I call your name? Jamie Gonzalez. Carlos Martin. Navon Mills. And Albert Pope.
And I would now like to call Christine DiNapoli to the podium to present the Thomas S. DiNapoli Award. Thank you.
Good evening. Congratulations to the entire graduating class. The Thomas S. DiNapoli Award was created in honor of our father-in-law, who continues to work with us in our company at K&D Electric. He just turned 70 a couple weeks ago. What he taught us to be is unrelenting in our pursuits. Needless to say, I tried not to argue with him. He has also instilled in us a few of his golden rules for both business and life in general. Rule number 1, don't throw away anything. You may need it again. Especially don't throw away your bottles and cans, because this is tax-free income and you don't ever want to pass up on a tax-free opportunity. So to make him happy, we just give him all our bottles and cans now. I can't even begin to tell you what other relics we have in the attic of our shop that we may need again someday, that we could probably donate to the Smithsonian Institute. Rule number 2, and especially in business, always get it in writing. According to him, don't trust anyone, not even your mother. After so many years in business with him, we still wonder if he is serious about the trusting your mother part of that rule. And finally, rule number 3, and we believe most importantly, he continues to teach us that the more you know in life, the more you realize you don't know, so always keep learning. As a lot of our previous speakers have said, no one can ever take what you've learned away from you. It's yours to keep for life. With that being said, education is an asset and a treasure, and we've chosen to take it a step further to also give back. We chose the Mechanics Institute at the General Society of Mechanics and Tradesmen because for us, it represents all things virtuously industrious. It was created and funded by motivated people, for motivated people, and after 200 years of the society's existence, continues to this day to remain independent. The education you received here will have a great impact on your life. Before I announce our award recipient, I'd like to also mention an example of a graduate from a recent electrical class. This graduate applied to the Local 3 IBEW apprenticeship program and was selected almost immediately among hundreds of applicants, or maybe a couple thousand, who had been waiting in line for years, because one of the many merits was the fact that he was a student here. Additionally, he was immediately advanced a full year in his apprenticeship. If you know the differences in the wage rates of apprentices versus the wage rates of electrical journey persons, it is substantial. Then you will also know the impact a shortened apprenticeship was for this graduate's career and finances. After I graduated from here in 2004, I was able to have the confidence with the body of knowledge I obtained here to go on to pass the New York City Master Electrician's licensing exam, as well as 4 other licensing exams after that. The doors that have opened up for me and my company are immeasurable. The point is, you will likely be pleasantly surprised at the weight the Mechanics Institute will hold on your resume sooner than later. Next, tonight's chosen recipient is Joshua Segura. Okay. Stands here. That's fine. Okay. And in the words of a fellow classmate, Navin Mills, I quote, "Many individuals attend Mechanics Institute to improve their chances of getting a raise. But Joshua attended the electrical technology program to further his education, knowledge, and career in a trade he loves, as well as to be able to better provide for his wife, Laura, daughter, Anissa, and son, Joshua Jr. He did this all while living on a single income, faced with his family's health issues, and often working overtime to make ends meet, which made attending evening classes difficult, but he fought to be here. I am truly honored and proud to have met him here in my time here, and I consider him a true friend. I believe with the knowledge he has acquired and the confidence instilled in him at the Mechanics Institute, Joshua will accomplish great things." End quote. Congratulations.
And next, I would like to call Alan Senzer to the podium. And Alan Senzer taught for over 3 decades, at our Mechanics Institute in Construction Project Management, and he had since retired, but he started this award and has come from Florida today to present the award. So, Alan.
Thank you very much. It's just a great pleasure to be back. I've always said in the past that Mechanics Institute was always my extended family, always will be. As you know, as Victoria said, I've taught here over 30 years, and it was always a great honor to be here in this great Ivy Halls of Mechanics Institute. And also, too, is that I've always said that you can take the man out of Mechanics Institute, but you can't take mechanics out of the man. So tonight, we are here to honor you and your commitment. And I thought about the word commitment. You know, you can look at the dictionary and it could give you 35,000 different items on commitment. So I came up with a commitment is your promise to graduate. It turns that dream into reality. To me, that is commitment. We now look back with all pride on all what you have done and accomplished. We look now forward with excitement to all the adventures ahead, and just enjoy yourself. You all have earned it. Tonight, for excellence for Project Management and Construction Award, for the Alan Senzer Award, is Ms. Sharon Abbott. Now, next little bit of news that I'd like to share to everybody. It started with a small seed of my idea of I always gave out my email address to all my students. This way, if there was any questions, whether it's construction, project management, the classes that I was teaching, and so on and so forth, that they would send me emails. Even today, I still get emails from my former students. With that small idea, like a seed, it grew. It grew with the proper input from Victoria, the school chair, Ms. Woodleaf, the rousing support of the president, Mr. Doran, and the General Society with their years and years and years of diversified experience. I'm pleased to announce Mechanics Institute will have a new online mentoring program based on those ideas. That online program will help to answer all questions, guide the students, answer all ideas that they may have for all students, past and present, and this will be rolling out very shortly. So it's just a great honor to be here again, and I wish you all success and good luck. Thank you.